It's pretty much an end of the year ritual by now. I can't believe how quickly this year has gone. Everyone says at the start of meetings and endless planning related Instagram posts and emails stuffed with invites to their particular process for prepping for the new year, even if there are still several perfectly good weeks left to go. So even though it's important to remember that there's still a lot of time left to work on your goals, it's not over until it's over. And even after the clock strikes midnight, it's not like you can't keep working towards those goals left undone. But even still, it is a good time to start thinking about what you want next year to look like. So in this video, I'm taking you behind the scenes of what I'm going to be tackling content-wise in 2023. Welcome back to Your Content Empire, the YouTube channel dedicated to helping you get more consistent and profitable with content the easy way. I'm your host, Haley Dale, a content and sales funnel strategist obsessed with bringing you all the latest and greatest in content and marketing. Every year in November, I dedicate a few days to my annual Bizversary retreat, and it feels like an opportunity to celebrate one of the biggest turning points in my life, which was starting my business. Look at how far it's come and look forward to the year ahead and what I want to focus on. One year, I dragged my husband and my dog to an Airbnb in a tiny fishing village in the northern tip of the island that I live on. Another one, I turned my bedroom into a planning sanctuary for a fancy staycation. For a few others, I ran off to a hotel for room service, massage at the hotel spa, and ocean walks in between planning sessions. The point is that while the surroundings of my Bizversary retreat and the details of that retreat might look different from year to year, the agenda is largely the same. Work my way through the 2023 Content Empire Planner annual review section and planning section, create my CEO dashboard, vision board, and affirmation audios, plus celebrate. I don't do that great of a job of this throughout the years, so I get it all out here. My annual Bizversary retreat is coming up in a couple of weeks now, and this year feels really, really different. Maybe it was because of how challenging this year has been on a personal front, losing my dad, losing a long-term team member passing away, moving unexpectedly for the fourth time in 3 years, or the fact that, in between all of that, while all that was going on, I was also working on a massive rebrand and a new website, and I felt like I had very little focus and energy for much else. I cannot think of a time when I wanted the fresh start of a new year more. And I'm already pretty sure of what my biggest content priorities are going to be this year. So I'm going in with a bit of a head start here. It's really about going back to basics and revisiting the foundation for my own content empire that's been a little neglected this year, redesigning my core content bundles and workflows for more repurposing and getting more out of the content that I do create, and then growing my audience through really intentional traffic growth strategies. And of course, leaving a little room for some unexpected extras to come along my way. Let's talk a little bit about my first priority, revisiting the foundation of my content empire. So first things first, I want to bring it back to basics and address some real issues with my own content empire that have been bugging me for a while, but I just have not had the capacity or energy or mental bandwidth to really tackle. So outdated page and freebies and broken links, etc. Most of that stuff is pretty clean because of the rebrand and the new website, but there's some definite stuff that has been neglected and needs to be brought up to date with the new brand. So luckily every year, this year included, I run a big live round of my signature program, Your Content, Your Empire, and all of the alumni are invited and they sign up year after year, which is so fun to get to touch base with them. I love getting to support others in real time as they go through this process of setting up their sales funnels, organizing their content, documenting their core content workflows, and ramping up their traffic. And it's also an opportunity for me to play along and do the same thing with them. So here's what we work together through the weekly workshops in the live round. Take a look at the framework here. And then one of the other reasons why I love this live round so much is it gives me some much needed accountability to go through the process again myself. And it's very, very needed this year. So here's what's on my short list to work on for my foundation. Number one is setting up my 2023 CEO dashboard and my metrics dashboard to keep track of my numbers, progress, and and goals. I track my numbers pretty much religiously, but I have fallen off the wagon in 2022. So it's time to like bring that to the forefront. To be honest, this is the first year where I'm like, I don't know how this year went. Like I know it's gone really well because the numbers are there and like the big metrics that I can't help but notice are there, but I haven't gone in deep with any of the numbers at all. And this is the first year that I can honestly say that. The second thing is a massive end of the year cleanup of my, digital filing system, my design assets. So think like all those Canva templates all over the place. I want to organize them and know exactly what it is I have, my stock photos, my content bank and assets. I also want to review my website pages and social media profiles, updating, my inspiration and my idea bank, removing things that, no longer resonate or that I've maybe done already, and like just kind of clean that up and prep a clean slate for 2023. Another thing is like mapping out my own welcome sequences and evergreen sales systems, one for YCE and one for the agency. So it's all ready for the audience building goal that I have to help me get in front of the right people at the right time with the right offers, and all of that stuff that I tell other people to do, but like very much shoemaker's children's shoes at this point kind of situation going on with myself. So most of this should be done by the time I finish the live round of YCYE, which is, kind of early December, although I might be wrapping up a few pieces in January. That's my goal though, to have it done by mid-January so that I can move on to my second priority, which is redesigning my core content bundle and workflow. My second area of focus is my own core content bundle and the workflow that I follow to get everything published and promoted. For background, I organize my content around the idea of something called a content bundle. A content bundle is basically a package of content that you publish on the same intervals. So instead of looking at, each piece of content individually, or even by channel, like my Instagram content, my blog content, my email content, you start to bundle these pieces together, based on a frequency. So whether it's a weekly or a monthly or a quarterly thing, my core content bundle is centered around my weekly blog post, which is also a video and a podcast. And it usually goes out on a weekly basis unless it's the last 6 weeks of the year, my creative recharge sabbatical, or during launches when I'm emailing a bit more frequently about other things anyways. So although these things are working fairly well, we got pretty good systems in place. We got a great team in place that helps make things happen. And, I'm not intending to fix something that ain't broke, as my husband jokingly accuses me of on the regular. I do want to look for more opportunities to, break my core content up into smaller pieces of content that can be shared more places and go back through my newly organized content assets. Rewatch priority 1 if you missed that, to leverage these in more ways. So kind of be, in more places without, lifting a finger to make it happen. So here's my semi-finalized hit list for this priority. The first thing I'm going to do is a review of my content platforms and distribution channels that we're using. So is there anything else that we should maybe add on? Are there any low-hanging fruit optimizations or opportunities that would make using our existing platforms and channels work even better? I'd also like to do a review of the content tools available. Like maybe, there are, tools out there that can help more with the repurposing and like streamline that whole process. So I'm going to do some tests. I'm going to do some research and just kind of dive into those to settle on our like final tool suite for 2023. I'd also like to settle on our final channel and platform plan for 2023, our final tool suite for 2023, as I mentioned, designing our final workflow for 2023 and documenting the processes along with responsibilities, shortcuts, and templates, design our final content bundle spreadsheet and have it all ready to go for our January content, create training videos and walkthrough videos to go along with the core content workflow so that my team can help me a little bit more rather than me just being like, oh, it'd be so much easier for me just to do this myself, or I'm behind and I don't have time to delegate it to someone else. I don't want any emergencies in 2023. And then finally, I just want to update our Asana core content bundle template so it's ready to like duplicate and put in all our content plans for 2023. Hopefully, I'll be wrapping this up in December and early January as well. which is just in time for priority number 3, which is growing my audience. My biggest focus for 2023 is audience growth. This has always been a priority in the past, but last year it completely took a back burner. I don't think I did any paid ads. I don't think I really did many collaborations unless other people came my way. It just was not a priority to pursue last year, and it's really time to bring it back to the front burner, the main burner here. My approach this year will be to choose one strategy to focus on and implement per quarter. Then at the end of the quarter, I'll review the results and determine whether I want to continue doing it. So continue doing the strategy, mostly myself, document it, creating a system to streamline the process. So that way it's easier to delegate, which is hand off ownership to someone of the strategy, to someone else on my team, or bring in a contractor who specializes in it, or delete it. So shut it down because the ROI just was not worth the effort. So those are my 4 outcomes. Each quarter I'll be like, do, delegate, delete, or document. I am not 100% settled on the focus for each quarter. I'll likely finalize this as part of my annual planning retreat process, but here's kind of the loose plan. So quarter 1 is for paid ads. So once I have the new sales system set up, I want to test it by running ads on Facebook and Instagram, and then Pinterest and Google Ads. So we'll do this kind of slowly over the quarter. And then this quarter will all be all about experimentation to see what's working now, since I've taken a year off of running my own ads. Luckily, I still run client ads through the agency, so I have a good handle on what's working there. But everyone's audience is a little bit different, and I got to figure out my own formula here. Then quarter 2, guesting and pitching. So I usually pick this focus because I'm kind of an introvert. I usually put it off till the final quarter of the year, when I also happen to be the busiest promoting the live round of YCYE, the new edition of the planner and the mastermind, which isn't exactly conducive for having extra time needed for showing up and doing those interviews and promoting all those collaborations. So it's my little introvert kind of gremlin, let's put this off, and I know I probably won't get to it. So I'm learning from my mistakes, and I'm doing it in the first half of the year this year. That's at least my intention. Then quarter 3, I'm going to go all in on Pinterest. So we've always gotten great traffic results from Pinterest, but so much has changed with Pinterest that I want to dedicate a quarter to really updating our strategy and workflows for distributing our content on Pinterest. There's a chance I might do this sooner by bringing on an expert contractor to do it for us, and then hand over it to the rest of my team. And if I do, I'll pick something else for this quarter. Then quarter 4, SEO. So I'm thinking that while I'm busy with promotions in Q4, it might be a great time to bring someone else on to do some background work on our SEO, since we do really, really well on search. I've worked with someone in the past and it went incredibly well. But with the new website, there might be, we might need to fix a lot of things and also optimize things. There might be an opportunity there. So like I said, this is incredibly a loose plan, and things are definitely bound to shift, but that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. So start thinking, what are you focusing on for 2023? I know firsthand what it feels like to want to work on everything and all the things all at the same time, and how hard it can be to choose one of those to focus on for a period of time. How low guilt on all those other things that you feel you should be doing. But I keep in mind the reminder from Oprah. You can do it, you can have it all, just not all at once. So the same thing goes with your strategy. You can do all of those things on your strategy wish list, but you might not want to do them all at once, because not only are you not going to be able to tell which one of these actually made a difference in my business, but the second piece is you're going to be dividing your efforts, and you're not going to be able to fully show up for any strategy if you're trying to do 10 at any given time. So whatever you're looking to do or improve next year, give it a home on your calendar. Give it its period where you're just going to focus on that one thing, so you'll know when and how you're going to get to the rest of the things on your list, and just worry about the very next priority in front of you. And if you would like some help optimizing, definitely check out the 2023 content planning bundle. You can find that over at yourcontentempire.com/planner. And with that, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to be the first to know when a video goes live, hint, it's usually Mondays, ring that bell. And until next time, here is to your content empire.